Hello and welcome back to another episode of TEW. I'm going to try going back to just one show per episode and just try and get round to recording them more often because I don't really like how the last one came out. Let me know if you did like it though, because I wasn't a fan. But we start the show on the pre-show with Dominic Mysterio defeating Akira Tozawa with a 619. Gets a 55 rating, however Akira Tozawa does sprain his ankle, so I imagine that had some effect on the segment. Also, we need to remove Maxine Dupree from Akira Tozawa as manager. We are in the Peterson Events Centre with 10,435 people for this show. And if you're happy to hear that we are going to be getting some videos out a bit more frequently over the next week or two, please do leave a like down below. Comment what you want me to do with this save. Do you want to see certain wrestlers get pushed? Let me know who your favourites are and I can look at working them into some big stories. And subscribe as well, because that's always massively appreciated. Our next pre-show match sees the Creed brothers defeat the Von Erichs in 10 minutes and 8 seconds when Julius Creed pinned Marshall Von Erich, gets a 61 rating, which is pretty nice. Very good performance from the Creeds, and I'm hoping we can soon bring the Von Erichs onto the main shows. I'm not entirely sure where they're going to land, whether it's going to be Raw or SmackDown just yet, but we're definitely going to find a place for them very, very soon. And in our final pre-show bout, Katana Chance defeats JC Jane, Lyra Valkyria, and Raquel Rodriguez when she pinned JC Jane with a victory roll. This was just to kind of give everybody a bit of a chance. As I've mentioned before, I'm a big fan of Katana Chance, so I'm hoping we can improve her and get her into a position where we can use her more frequently on the main show. But gets a 52 rating there. And JC Jane having a good showing. We're looking at bringing her onto the main roster from NXT as well, after she's recently signed a new contract with us. And the main show opens with a match. Seth Rollins defeats Ludwig Kaiser in 13:02 with a curb stomp. They were told to go and steal the show. They were both really off their game, which isn't great, but it gets a 70 rating nevertheless, which is pretty solid. And after the match, Bronson Reed tries to attack Seth Rollins, but here comes Sami Zayn to make the save. Gets a 69 rating as Sami Zayn manages to use a chair to fight off Bronson Reed. And he turns to Seth and says, "Join me in War Games." And Seth very bluntly just says, after everything that Roman Reigns did, no, not a chance I'm joining forces with Roman Reigns. Again, this is similar to the real life thing, but I promise you I planned this out before they did it in real life. I'd had this planned out since this game got released like last August, and it's just so unfortunate that they basically copied me. Then we go backstage. Braun Breaker says he's ready to fight with a monster. Obviously, Braun Strowman returned last week and sent Braun Breaker running from the ring. And Kathy Kelly just asking Braun a little bit about what do you think of having someone like Braun confront you, and he's like, that's absolutely fine by me. I'm ready for a challenge. I'm ready to take on Braun Strowman. And after that, in a extremely short match, Braun Strowman defeats JD McDonough in 4 minutes 28 with a standing triangle choke. This match gets a 50 rating as Braun dominates JD McDonough. Just to kind of build him back up a bit, he lost to Bronson Reed last time in his feud, so we're doing a little bit to build him back up. And after Braun leaves the ring, out comes Finn Balor to help JD back to his feet. Liv and Dom come out as well to help him. And then all of a sudden, Finn lays JD McDonough out with a 1916 DDT. And then Liv Morgan announces, "You are no longer needed." So JD McDonough has been kicked out of the Judgment Day by Finn Balor primarily, but Liv making it very clear she is fully on board with that decision. So the Judgment Day now down to Finn, Dominic, Liv, and I think technically Carlito might still be in it. I'll double check that after the show. Backstage, we see Natalya approach Rhea Ripley, and she says, a bit similar to what Zelina Vega did, but she says, "I do want your help, but only to keep Dominic Mysterio away from my match with Liv." They're set to have a match at Survivor Series, which I need to book in. We'll do that right now. So Natalya versus Liv set for Survivor Series. I'm not doing a women's War Games just because I don't really have anything that will fit War Games for them this year. I do want to do that in future, but this one it just doesn't suit. And I haven't really had time to build up anything for it. So we're only going to have the one War Games match this year. After that, we have a decent match where Xavier Woods defeats Sheamus in 12 minutes 45 with a pinfall, a quick roll-up, after a distraction by Wolfgang. Gets a 68 rating as Xavier Woods picks up a pretty impressive victory. And after the match, Sheamus is beaten down by Gallus. Wolfgang and the Coffee Brothers are here on Monday Night Raw and they have beat down Sheamus. And after they've beat him down, Wolfgang gets a microphone and just introduces them as Gallus. Gets a 47 rating, which is a lot more than I thought it was going to be honest. Next we go backstage. Kofi's once again trying to speak to Woods about what's going on. Like, he doesn't want the New Day to be over. But Woods just says to him, look, I've just beat Sheamus. I've proven that I'm better off without you. Because when you were here, I lost to Bron Breakker. I've now won 2 weeks in a row without your help. And one of them was against Sheamus, who's obviously a huge threat. Woods just saying, get out my face, otherwise I will attack you again. And after that, what a segment, 85 rating. We open the segment with CM Punk saying to Dom, I'm not hurt, regardless of your mocking last week, and I'm ready for a match whenever you want one. He's obviously trying to tease Dom into coming out for a match right now. However, Liv Morgan comes out instead. And she says to CM Punk, I'm sorry, Dominic's left for the night. He's gone to get some cheeky Nando's. And, you know how he feels about his chicken tendies, so that's where he's gone. And Punk says, okay, well, I've got a match for you then, Liv. Since you want to get involved in my business all the time. And you're going to face somebody who is a big fan of mine. And CM Punk introduces Cora Jade. Another NXT call-up for the show. I want to probably keep her on the main show. And she comes out and has a match with Liv Morgan. Gets a 58 rating. Liv beats Cora Jade. However, it is worth noting that Cora Jade came out like a house of fire. And Liv was struggling, so she had to cheat to beat Cora Jade. So after the match, CM Punk gets in the ring to check on Cora. And that's when it turns out Dominic has not gone for a cheeky Nando's. Dominic attacks CM Punk from behind. Liv attacks Cora Jade as she tries to help. Gets a 67 rating as Dominic and Liv stand tall over CM Punk. What a weird world we live in. And next up, I believe we have our main event. Gunther has issued an open challenge for anybody to come out and face him. And it's somebody who was in the Fatal 4-Way for a chance to face him at Survivor Series and lost. It's Rey Mysterio. And they get a 73 rating in their match. That is pretty solid. Gunther defeats Rey Mysterio in 14:32 by submission with a rear naked choke. I'm pretty happy with that to end the show on. Gunther getting a 92. His match with Damian Priest could be absolutely phenomenal at Survivor Series. And after the match, Damian Priest comes out. He gets the title from ringside, gets in the ring and hands it to Gunther after having a good long look at the title. Obviously, Damian Priest, a former world champion himself, lost it to Gunther partly because of Finn Balor. And there's a little sign from Damian Priest that he's like, I know I can beat you, Gunther. And that will be coming to a head in less than 2 weeks now. And the show gets a 66 rate. How have we still not got enough hot storylines? I do not quite understand. Also, apparently we didn't advance enough storylines. Might have to figure out why I've not done that. Akira Tozawa is going to be out for 7 days. Well, he can work through it, but we'll give him his rest. And we really do Need to sort out this popularity thing. Rather weirdly, we had Rey Mysterio do a promo on main event, and he's got a new catchphrase. Let me know what you think Rey Mysterio's catchphrase is. And AEW have got Ronda Rousey on loan from MLW. That's a bit of a weird one. I didn't even know Ronda was with MLW, to be honest. The death of have we dropped in size? Oh, we've dropped down to medium. That is very problematic. We'll have to try and sort that out as quickly as possible. I was a bit worried that that could happen. What have we got to do? Oh, it's because we've dropped down to 76 popularity. Hopefully, though, this should be able to stop our rot, and we'll be able to sort ourselves out in the coming weeks and get our popularity back. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Let me know, as I say, who you'd like to see me start pushing. And thank you very much for watching.